Hey, family, welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down, hosted by your two favorites. Of course, it is Miss Lovey of Live, Laugh, and Lovey podcast, home of the best episode recaps. Y'all already know me. We're going to skip over me. But can we give a shout out to Miss Lovey coming through with all of the face, the glasses, the hair, okay,
The hair.
or lack thereof, the head. I mean, I ain't want to say it like that, but okay. All right, all right. How you feel? How you feel?
I'm good. I'm good. It's still a process, but I'm good.
All
I'm good.
right, all right. Well, you rocking it lovely, lovely.
I'm
Not
trying.
everybody can pull that look off, as we
Everybody
know.
says that. But is
It's
that really
true.
true?
Girl, yes. Yes, don't act like you ain't never seen nobody walking around looking like a, what's the wrinkle dog? Yes, they
I've
got all that
seen
going up
men.
there. Women too, baby.
I've never seen a
Where they
woman
got
with
awkward shaped heads or something, or they just don't know how to. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
okay. I mean I've never seen it, but I probably will now, but
Right. Yeah, now that we talked about it, you'd be like, oh, I see what
right.
you're
Right.
saying.
Right. How are you?
I'm good.
You was about to give your normal
I
response.
was, I was. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But so how's the maintenance process with your new style?
Hey Courtney. Oh my God. So this stuff grows like a weed.
Mm-hmm.
So what's today? Saturday. So this is growth from Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. Unless I'm actually going, well, I can't say one until I'm actually going somewhere because by then it's too long. So I have to shave like every 2 to 3 days, more or less three, because I don't want to do it that often. But yeah, but it's
Okay.
easy though.
All right then. All right then. I ain't ready to try, but it looks good on you.
Look, like my grandmother used to say, just keep on living.
Hey, hey, okay. I
Mm-hmm.
will. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, but I ain't yet there.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that tonight.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So before we actually get into the substance of today's episodes, what kind of updates we got going on?
Updates.
Anything with what's going on in the world, anything like that? You know, we're going back into Afghanistan. Did you know that?
What you mean? What? We going back into Afghanistan?
Oh,
Like
yes,
for real?
ma'am. For real, for real. Yep, 2,000 troops have been deployed as of today. If not more than 2,000, but I know he deployed 2,000 today.
Didn't we just
Hey,
where did we
sweetheart.
leave?
We were in the process of the withdrawal, so supposedly the withdrawal is still going forward, but the reinforcements are coming in. I'm confused. I don't know. It's like high
Because they
five,
can't.
tag you're in, tag you're out. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally hit my TikTok button. I'm trying to put my phone on the charger because I only got like
Lord, not the
19%.
TikTok button.
Yes, I'm a TikTok fanatic. I love my TikTok. Oh, but okay. Here's my thing with sending troops into the different countries. I get that a lot of these places are not able to really enforce laws themselves and they may need a little bit of reinforcement, but why are we there like constantly? Because
Well,
I'm assuming the reason why they're going back is because all hell has broken loose, right?
in
With
fact, it
ISIS
has.
and all that. Yeah.
In fact, it has, which was the fear all along. Hey, Jermaine. But that was the fear all along, and it's kind of coming to fruition now. So, and part of it's not my area of expertise, so I'm just going to give my opinion, my 2 cents for whatever it's worth. If it's 2 cents, it's 2 cents. Why do we keep sending military forces, but not like ambassadors or diplomats or, somebody to teach these people how, or these, not these people, like the people, but the countries how to, govern
Function on their own.
themselves.
Hmm.
Yes. Otherwise, we just continue to be the superpower, the police of the world. Like we got our own issues. Okay. And how long have we been over there now? What? This is 20 years.
20 years since 9/11.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's a generation.
Facts.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we're gonna supposedly be under a withdrawal there.
Yeah,
Also
because
send reinforcements, and they want to scale down the budget too. This is what we doing? We gonna do the James Bond when you do it in no weapons mode? Ha! That's a video game. You don't know. You
no,
don't know
no.
that.
Hey V, hey Jermaine, and thank you very much.
Yes. Kudos to you for the look. But yeah, so there's that. We're back in Afghan or going back to Afghanistan. I don't know how we're going back and going out at the same time, but that's what we're doing. Of course, the Delta variant is wreaking havoc. Um, people are still reluctant to get vaccinated. Still.
I just had this conversation with someone on IG just yesterday.
And
Anti-vaxxer.
right. So, and then you also are against mask mandates. Like you have people, parents protesting to get mask mandates either overturned or just, not enforced or anything like that. Now, one thing about the children is that if you're under 12, you're not even eligible to get vaccinated. And I just do not understand why you don't want to protect your children. Even if you are feeling like, oh, I'm healthy, I'm antisocial anyway, I social distance, blah, blah, whatever BS excuses you can come up with. Why wouldn't you protect your children?
That part. I don't understand it. If it's so much of an issue for you, keep your kids at home. You homeschool them.
Right. And so you fought to get them back in school. And then now you want to regulate under which terms they are in school. So here you are. You are fighting against the CRT, critical race theory, being taught in schools. Okay. And you're also don't want them to be wear masks. But you are also the same people kicking black boys and girls out for braids and dreads. We can't have it both ways.
Well, apparently they trying to.
Okay. Well,
I will never understand that. Like how and why? Keep
exactly.
your kids at home.
Exactly.
Y'all Karen's been doing it for years. No, I don't like that. I homeschool my kids. Okay, great. Do
Right.
that. Nah, I don't know. I don't understand it. Ugh,
Right.
anyway. Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, so you have the baby being canceled for homophobic remarks that he made, and then he doubled down, which is understandable. But here is something that I've been hearing, and it confuses and concerns me. So I've seen this post floating around that says if the LGBTQ community can cancel the baby, why can't the straight community cancel Lil Nas, right? Or Nas X, whatever the little cowboy boy name is. But here's the thing. It's stupid anyway. But Nas X, because I want to call him Lil Nas. I don't know what it.
It's Lil Nas X.
Okay. Oh, it's the whole thing. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So Little Nas X.
You can't confuse that because people will get confused.
Right.
Wait, you talking about our Nas?
Not our Nas.
No.
The new Nas. Okay.
Lil.
So Lil Nas X is making music and he's gay. The baby is making music and offensive comments towards a whole community.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to cancel, so you want to keep the baby and let him say whatever he want to say, but you want to cancel Lil Nas and not let him be what he wants to be.
Mm-hmm. And he minding his own business.
Right.
But everybody else throwing shots at him.
Right. And please show me one lyric, just one lyric, where Lil Nas X is talking about drugs, killing folks, killing black people that look like you. But you want to cancel him and keep the baby.
I so needed this.
Who apologized and retracted it. But okay.
Right.
All right.
I don't understand. Like, admit your fault and keep it pushing. People gonna forget in 8.2 seconds the minute that you apologize.
And go educate yourself. Go educate yourself. Because, first of all, what he said was like the very first original stereotype for gay people, and that was that they have AIDS, especially gay men. Was that they have AIDS? That came out like 1980, bruh. You weren't even here when that stereotype was put out, and yet
Mhm.
here you are perpetrating that. Like, come on, be better, bruh. Just be better. That's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I concur.
Let's see what else we got.
I don't even really know what's been going on in the world.
Yeah.
I've been in front of my computer editing all week. I just have not been clocked in. I will say that Kanye's album, from what I've heard,
Mm.
mm-hmm. It's like, okay, this the old Kanye. This 2004 Kanye. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe he got back on his meds then. I don't know. Hey, I'm just saying. Don't act like he didn't fall off.
Oh, of course, of course. Did you know? Do you know anyone that went to either show here?
No. I saw somebody on Facebook that said something about it, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the second show. Like, I don't know anyone that went the second show, but the first show, I knew a lot of people who went. I'm like, y'all pay for
Oh, no.
that and parking?
Wouldn't be me. Couldn't be
Yeah,
me.
they said it was a waste of time, that first show. I know, I know, I know. I'm not about to go to a listening party at the Benz, and I'm not getting a show where I didn't pay for parking. The parking thing is what really got me, and then I gotta walk 2 miles to get to the arena. Oh no, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't even understand that concept. Like, I'm gonna pay to watch you, not perform, but watch you play the album that I can play from my phone.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yup. In the
Nah,
words of Jadakiss, you could have listened to that on iTunes. People could listen to that on iTunes.
right. And then the price of the concession stand, I did see that where he was charging like $68 for chicken fingers.
Yeah. I thought it was fake. I was like, is this real? So I tried to scrub the web to see if it was true, but I don't know. I got conflicting stories. I'm like, that can't be.
And I don't even know if he has that right, because one thing that I do know for a fact is that Arthur Blank, when he purchased it or had that stadium built, was that he made the concession stand affordable. Like, me and V, when we went, it was like $10 for the both of us. Like high school concession stand prices. And he wanted to do that on purpose because you were already paying $1 million to get in there. So
Mhm.
you should have to pay $1 million to feed yourself. But
Right.
literally, the concession stand has always been reasonable, and it's supposed to be reasonable for any event that is held there.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm thinking it was fabricated. I don't think that was real. Even though it did say Kanye's listening party, but I don't think that was real. I was like, what kind of crap is this?
Right.
These the same people that's buying your white t-shirt with the holes in it?
Or your melted shoes that you calling shoes. Don't act like they don't look like shoes that been left in the sun. Like you put them in the dryer and they melted a little bit. I'm not even impressed for anybody that's wearing them. And really, I wouldn't know. They just like look like you walking with octopuses on your feet. Like, or you just walking with squids. Like, ugh, don't even. And then they bland. Like they gray and black and like off white.
You are really disgusted by this.
Yes, because they look like squids. Like,
It is
ugh,
bothering your spirit. I have not seen them.
girl.
Now you got me wanting to go look.
Okay, so and okay, well, this is part of the side effects of having a shoe head for a significant other, because as we are looking at the latest Jordans and Nikes that are coming out, they also advertise these expensive Yeezys. Like, they're awful, awful. Every last pair of shoes is awful. Period.
Oh, those. Oh, they're
See?
Adidas.
Mm,
What kind of
yes.
Space Mountain crap is this?
Right. Exactly.
There's nothing
Exactly.
about that that says, "Oh, I got to have that."
At all.
What the bottom look like? Lord Jesus. Okay.
Laundry baskets. uh,
Okay.
uh, let's see. Wedding updates. So we're in the process of sending out a link for everybody to register for the wedding. One of us is doing it, and one of us is sending out one per day or something. So I'm just making an announcement. If you believe that you should be getting a link, you might want to reach out to him. I mean, to whomever is not, whoever is not sending out that
Insert
link.
shade. Insert shade.
Yes, insert shade.
Mm-mm.
So we're slowly but surely working up to that number. So the link is just basically to gather information so that we can send the invitation. So it's not the actual invitations that are being sent yet, but so
So
we
it's
can
like a
really
save the date.
not even that. It's really just registering, like basically making sure that we have your information. Um, address, will you need a hotel, name, phone number.
You don't want to do it. You might as well do a save the date because that'll allow people to put it in their brain. Okay, this is the date I need to start working on accommodations.
Yeah, but we don't have everybody's information. So sending out the link gets everybody's information. So we can send out links, send out
Oh,
information
okay, I
for
get
all
it
of
because
the
you don't
events.
have people's information. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just trying to, like, hey, are you coming? I mean, you interested? Here's the link. And it kind of gives us a more accurate head count because what I have found is that we want to invite people, but we don't know if they want to come. So now if they register, we know they want to go.
This
So
is true. This is true, especially with we
all
thought
of this
we
stuff.
thought that we would have been past this
Yeah.
by now, and especially going into the following year. But the way that it's looking, the way these people being hard headed,
Mm.
man. But hopefully, I'm not. Hopefully, it will. It will be fine, and um, maybe not. Maybe not everybody will show up.
And and that's okay, and we don't
Mhm.
want anybody to feel pressured by
Mhm.
an invitation. So now this is your opportunity to say, "Hi, I'm interested." You know what I mean?
Right.
And then that way, when they register, we can send out information about like when is the bridal shower for those that are invited to the bachelor party or the bachelorette party. On side note, that's another thing. So we decided to do a joint function for our bachelor and bachelorette parties. Um, we will probably do like a bridal, like a separate brunch, but then do
We're gonna have cucumber sandwiches.
if you gonna make them. And then so for the joint party, it's gonna be a game night.
Is it gonna be Uno?
Yes. There will be Uno.
Okay.
There will be Uno, spades, dominoes,
Oh.
taboo,
Oh, taboo. Okay.
and some other stuff, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
But so it'll be some games like spades, obviously. He and I will play together the first game. And we might need to play that last because that might be a wedding cancellation right there. Because if he cuts me out, we had played before. And we almost broke up then. But we survived. So
I don't
I
know
might not want to
anything.
play spades with my baby.
I don't know
But
anything about that lingo.
oh yeah, I forgot. That's the game that got your black card on suspension right there. Because Levy don't know how to play
I
spades.
mean, let you tell it. It's been suspended the whole friendship.
No, girl. Every time I turn
Mm-mm.
around, like just when you about to get your card reinstated, back to probation.
That's why I said, is there a Uno game? Is there a Uno table? I need an Uno table. Okay. Matter of fact,
Yes.
I am about to have an Uno game night.
Okay.
So be prepared to come to that because there's somebody who I really want to get back. We both waiting. They just had a baby like a couple of days ago, and we were just talking on Facebook. He's like, "When we gonna have that rematch?" Just as soon as baby number two drop, it's on and popping. He was like, "Bet, but put on what table? The Uno table? You better be talking about Uno, because you talking about spades. I'm gonna be sitting up there looking like I
Now,
don't
how
know."
have you continued to go to all of these
Parties?
black functions and
What
not
you?
one time
Because I'm
ever?
eating. I'm eating.
Girl, well, Imma tell you what, you ain't finna be eating around my spades table. You carry your plate on over there to the little kitty table where the Uno cards at. Mm,
I don't know how to
tried it.
play spades, Courtney. I'm sorry. I know nothing. I
Girl.
know not. I know, and I was gonna say I knew about the ace, but I know nothing. And why are you so dang on clingy tonight?
Goldie.
Well, I did have him put up all day.
Mm.
I had to clean up, but still. Move, move, move. He is literally on my feet. Okay. But no, I don't know. No, I don't. Listen, there have been people who have tried to put me on the table. They have walked me through it. But when I tell you it sounds like wah 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 wah.
So you just have no interest
I have no
whatsoever?
interest. No, it's too
Oh.
complicated.
Complicated?
Yes.
Okay, what's the topic for today? Like, okay, we're done with updates.
No, Uno is the business, okay? I talk so much smack on the Uno table, especially with the new Uno. Have you seen the new Uno?
Where you can write in your own consequence.
Yes. 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 And this is why we need a rematch because, oh my God.
Go and get the baby.
There's no room for the both of us. There's no room.
He doesn't know and he doesn't care. Hi, Goldie. Would you like to say hello to the world?
Yeah. Get down. Get down. And he, oh my God. Hold on, y'all. You can't. You breathing hard. It's too much. It's too much. No, because you're gonna pull the cord.
So, nevertheless, so yes, we're doing a game night for our joint. We're having a joint bachelor/bachelorette party. Like with the I we haven't figured out exactly like when we're gonna do the bridal shower and then do the joint party. I don't know if it's just gonna be a long day. Like we get up and have the bridal shower as a breakfast brunch thing. The girls get together and do something. The guys get together and do something, and then later on in the evening we come together and have the joint game night. But it's definitely gonna be fun. It's gonna be unfiltered. Okay. So
Oh,
this is not for
okay.
everybody. It's not for everybody. This is not a formal affair at all. Okay. Just go put that out there. So if you don't get invited to the joint bachelorette party, sorry. You get your wedding invite. We'll be bougie at the reception, but baby, we turn it up for this one. And we're gonna be together too. And yeah, so it's gonna be some competitions, the guys versus girls in some situations, of course. Us versus them. I don't know who the them's gonna be, but well, yeah. And we know that V and I have to play most of the games together because we are too competitive. Like we because I told you we're working on getting a cornhole set. So if we can get cornhole for this event, trust me, we'll be playing cornhole. So we need some redemption.
Where is this said event going to take place?
I have not figured that out yet. It just depends on what our living situation is, what side of town we're on, what our options are. What is this COVID-19 doing? You
Mm,
know, things like that. Because we're not trying to, have a whole nother wedding fee for this party.
right.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's exciting. Um, just waiting. Let's see what other wedding updates. So The guys have all been fitted for their tuxedos. Do you hear shade in my voice? Guys have all been fitted for their tuxedos. Deposits have been made. Just waiting on the same from my girls.
What you mean?
I mean, y'all been fitted. Anybody got their dress? Anybody? Anybody? I got mine.
Anyway, you want to talk about the topic of the day?
Oh, now we ready to get to the topic of the day. Let's
I
do it.
mean, we gonna get there. Courtney, get your cousin.
She's talking about she's still losing weight.
Right. I still need to hit the gym. I ain't been in the gym for 2 months. I got to get right before I go get actually fitted for this dress and get my
Okay.
alterations made. Shoot, I still got to figure out how I'm gonna make this work with this head.
It's gonna work. Nevertheless, topic of the day.
Okay, hold on. I gotta put him down because
You picked him up.
no, he got down. He got up here. Ugh. Okay, so now I gotta sit up. What got going on? Oh, Lord, it's a long day. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is the experience that Black women have with their hair. I wish I had pictures to share. I do have pictures, but I was rushing to get in the house, so I forgot to grab them. But um, we're really women, Black women. I can only speak for Black women. We're really attached to our hair. You know, even though in our minds we may say, I'm not my hair," and I was one of them. I don't need it. It's okay. I'm great. But then even with me shaving my head that first time, in my soul, I was like, oh my God, I'm really not going to have any hair. But I knew at the end of the day, the hair that I did have on my head was serving absolutely no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was broken. It was, I'm about to say shredded, uneven. It was really damaged. So much so because I have alopecia. Like if I comb my hair like really, really hard, all you have to do is just kind of pull a little bit of a lock of hair and it'll just come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I'm not going to do anything with my hair. So I may as well just go ahead and get rid of it. But um, what I wanted to ask is, or, get your opinion on why is it that we're so attached to our hair?
I think that it's because it's one of the most unique things about us.
Okay, I could get with that. Is it because we have the ability to have those interchangeable hairstyles?
Mm-hmm. And then we have a lot more. I feel like, anyway, we have more versatility with our natural hair. Not even talking about, the weaves and the braids and, the sew ins and all of that. That's something else. But as far as the actual hair that grows out of our head, we have a unique ability to wear it in just different ways and pull it off. Okay.
Yeah. Um, but a lot of times what we're doing to our hair is one, we're doing it out of habit because these are
Mm-hmm.
habits that we grew to know from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Getting our hair braided. Getting our hair braided when we were kids was simply because mama just didn't feel like doing your hair every day, or you I don't necessarily know if it was more or less like a protective style, but more or less it was just an easy way to control our hair from day to day. Um Now I will say that the knowledge that's out now versus what was out 20-25 years ago is completely different, considerably different, because nowadays people are promoting healthy hair care.
Mm-hmm.
You did hear about it from time to time, but it was like a specialty salon. Like,
Mhm.
it was maybe, like, 1 or 2, because I can remember even in the Bay Area, you would think that, it would be a lot more salons out there, but it was only definitely 1, and it was called Oh My Nappy Hair.
Mm.
And they specialize in, the Bantu knots and the twists and all that other kind of stuff. Whereas every other salon was putting weaves in and just uh um
Chemical.
yeah, chemicals or even braiding.
Mhm.
Even braiding because you thinking I'm getting my hair braided. Ooh, she snatched up these edges. She got everything pulled in.
Yeah,
Not
and it's eventually being pulled back.
right, and we're not really understanding that we're damaging our hair follicles.
Mhm.
And for those who are consistently getting braids, like that's what it's everybody knows this one person, this one girl who you've never really seen her hair because it's always braided.
Right.
So, um I just wish that and I hope that we as women we can really come to an understanding where we appreciate our hair. If you appreciate your hair more, you'll take better care of it. You know, because for me, I grew up with hair. My hair was always all down my back. I was always because I was one of 2 girls in a wheelchair and the other girl had short hair, and I was the one with the long hair. So if you talking about the girl in the wheelchair, which one? The one with the long hair, that was me. But I
Mhm.
couldn't wait to cut my hair. And my
Mhm.
grandmother was like, "No, you're not cutting your hair." So I really didn't cut my hair, like cut it, until I was like no, I moved here. I moved here,
Mhm.
and my cousin, bless her soul, cause she can't do hair, but she cut it off for me because even my beautician at home, she didn't even want to cut my hair. I was like, why you don't want to cut my?" She's like, no, I like your hair, but it's my hair. Why are you attached to it more so than I am? So I had to go dang near 3,000 miles to get my hair cut.
Right.
So, and then for the girls who wearing the 58-inch weave in their head or the
Mhm.
wigs, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody that's listening or watching. If you weren't naturally born with that, why would you want to wear it?
I
Cause
can't answer that because I don't do weave.
right, right.
I get my hair braided, but that's about it. I have had one piece of weave, and it wasn't even really. It was when it was for prom, and they put something like right here. It was just like one track right there, and the next morning I took it out. It wasn't even like for. It was literally just for that night. So
And see, I understand that. If it's for a special occasion, yeah, I get it. Or you a performer and you on stage. But for an everyday look, like where you are really rocking hair that's all down your back, but that's not what you are accustomed to wearing when it comes to your own hair. I don't understand that. And then for those that are of a particular age, I always felt like when you get to be like 50 and up, cut your hair shorter because it makes your face opens up when you cut your hair. I.e., my everybody tell me, "Oh my god, I can see your face." I mean, you couldn't see my face before, but
right.
um, I don't know. It's just it's weird that we are so attached to our hair. Um, and then men give their input. Our men, if we have someone in our lives, they give it and they like the longer hair. Why is that?
Well, you'd have to ask a man.
Yeah.
Um, but I can say that I have never dated a man that has said, "Why don't you put weave in your hair?"
Hmm.
I've never had that asked,
Neither have I.
or expressed as a preference.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if I don't know. For one, like, okay, if you go back in time, like way how far back? Way back in time.
Africa?
Just after that. Just after that.
Uh-huh.
Um our hair was almost the only thing that could identify us as a woman. Besides our body shape, but it wasn't always safe to be a woman. And often, especially like when you think of like days of slavery and then Underground Railroad and things like that, women survived, i.e. Harriet Tubman, by looking like men.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if just over time that attachment to hair comes from that, time period where you couldn't really focus on it or you wanted to minimize it on
Mm-hmm.
some deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. Now I know braids was the only thing that I tried as far as like extensions or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was just because it's easy. I mean, from when I was a kid, I mean, I didn't have to worry about sleeping a particular way or, getting up in the morning and doing it. Cause I was a tomboy. So
Mm-hmm.
dealing with hair or anything like that, that was the last thing I wanted to do. So yes, please braid my hair so I can go play ball. Okay.
So I would agree with you, Courtney. Yes, men do like natural hair because Leroy used to tell me that all the time. Because like by the time he moved here, I was getting sew-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that I was getting sew-ins for length, because I always wore my hair short for as long as you know me. I don't think
Yeah.
you've ever seen me with hair, like anything past my chin. I don't think you've ever seen that. No.
No. Now
Mm-mm.
I do have like it was the very first picture that I ever had of you. It was when you and Aisha went to the Ryla Christmas party.
Oh, that was a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I
Okay.
knew that, but that one was longer. That's all. I just say that.
Yeah.
Say that.
Yeah. And eventually that got on my nerve because I was like, this is hot. Can't do this. God bless those who can, but baby,
Mhm.
not for me, honey. That's again, this is where I am today. But what was I- oh, natural hair.
Yes.
So yeah, by the time he moved here, I was getting sew-ins, but I was getting sew-ins for the fuller look.
Mhm.
And he asked me one day, he was like, "Why do you do that to your hair?" Because when we met, my hair was long, and I think I was doing the high-low look, like
Mhm.
cut at the top and then long in the back.
I've seen it.
I was cute
I
because I could look back
couldn't
at
tell you weren't.
I could look back at my pictures 25 years from now and or 25 years from then, and I'm still cute, boo. So he would tell me, he was like, I think you should just wear your hair. I don't know why you put all that stuff in your head. And I'm like, well, because I have this. He was like, why don't you just let it be? And yeah, we appreciate that. But what I mean, not necessarily with with the additional hair, but even I've spoken to some women, um, they be like, "Oh, I wish I could cut my hair off, but my husband don't like that. He like me with long hair." That's what
Okay.
I mean.
Okay.
Have you ever heard anyone say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've also not been inclined to really cut my hair. Now I have. There have been
Shut up, Courtney.
two, two or three times in my life that I have cut my hair really, really short.
Mm.
And the first time was getting a perm after color. So when
So it
I was
wasn't your
19
choice.
years old,
Mhm.
this was okay. So here it is. So that was 20 years ago. That's how long Eminem's been out. Because my brother dyed his hair blonde and had some blonde left over. So I told him, I said, oh, well, just put some streaks in my hair. I wanted some highlights, right? I don't know. or whatever. So we did that, and then I liked it. So I was like, well, just put it all in there. But we didn't have enough for my head, for my whole hair. You know what I'm saying? All of my hair. So we went to the store and got a different one and put that in too. So by the time it was all said and done, it was a really unique shade of platinum, auburn, some brown because some just didn't take. But it looked like Lionel from Thundercats. Lionel. I just found out his name was Lionel. I really thought his name was Lionel, like Lionel's Play World. But nevertheless, it looked like Lionel. Now, at that time, it was great. It was cool, and it stalled me out on a perm because, color straightens your hair. But then my hair got nappy. And I asked my aunt to perm my hair. And she asked me, was I sure? I was 19 years old. Don't self-maintain my hair. I said, yes, I'm sure. She put that color in. And she did like this. Combing my hair. And this is my hair. Here's the comb. Like all my hair was still in the comb. I lost it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it was all said and done, because we had to get the perm out and all of that, I had some parts of my hair that was still down here. And I had some, where's the camera? Length parts of my hair that was this short. Because that's how the just scattered the color pattern was. So where it was platinum blonde, it came out. Where it was auburn, which was some of the longer streaks, it stayed. So she took me to the beauty school to get my hair cut. And my hair was every bit, sorry, this angle is bad, of this length. That's what I had to get it cut down to. So that was the first time I got my hair cut. And there was a time when I did get the Jada Pinkett cut. You know how she used to have like the fade and then the curls?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that. Don't remember why, but I did. And then there was another time I got layers. And then now I'm done. Now I'm done.
Okay. Hey, we all have those stories. But what's weird is that even men are jumping on board. They getting their own kind of quick weave. Have you seen that?
I have not seen it. Seriously.
What's his name? What's the guy's name that dated Meg Thee Stallion?
Or,
I want to say Trey Lorenz. That's not his
I
name.
want
Is
to
that his
say
name?
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez. Yeah, he has a weave.
Okay. What?
Yeah, he has a weave. Yeah, and like when he's in between stages, like his hair is thin because he's thinning in the center. So they go get a patch of hair and have it glued on. There's a popular stylist here in Atlanta that does it, and people had even suggested that I go to him, like, "Oh, go get your hair done, and he'll fix it." And I'm just like, I could go to my own stylist for that, but I'm trying to get away from damage, that kind of damage, because you're still damaging your hair with the glue. It has to be affixed to the bald head.
Oh, no. Let the record show. I'm about to enter this thing for life with my dearly beloved, and if he happens to go bald, get a receding hairline, anything like that, big as his head is, I don't care. We are not gluing nothing on.
And then that's the thing, like over the years, like from the 90s, probably up until like maybe 2010, 2012, something like that. If you did, as a woman, if you did get added hair, you had it glued in. So there's a lot of us who survived the 90s that who may be wearing a wig, like Naomi Campbell. Yeah, she looked like this under her wigs. She has no edges
Mm,
because it was the glue, just damaging, and I didn't even need it. I
mm.
just did it because I'm in style. I'm like I mean, I didn't look like everybody else because that's always been my thing. I want to look like myself, but I want to be in trend. But I don't want to look like Laquita.
Ah, I gotcha.
And
Yeah. Mm-mm.
hmm so it's just weird. It just with me cutting my hair off, it's just had my mind thinking like, wow, I feel free, but I was really holding on to hair for the sake of everyone else
Gotcha.
because I felt like it was acceptable.
Mhm.
Um, because we all say, we've had those moments where we're like, oh, I'm doing it for myself. Like if you ask somebody who's wearing the colored wigs and weaves with the long nails, and why do you do that? Why do you wear that? Because I'm doing it for me. Are we really doing it for ourselves?
In those instances, I would honestly say no.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you didn't come up with that idea. You didn't look at your hair and say, "Oh, I think it would look good." Like, because whenever you think of a hairstyle, you always think of a person associated with that hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even when you try and describe it to somebody else, you say, like Jada Pinkett's hair, or like, whoever,
T-Boz. I have worn my hair
SWV,
like T-Boz.
T-Boz, that, yes, that style. You know what I mean? It's always a person, a celebrity at that you refer to.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you do it for yourself if you're doing it like them?
Exactly. Exactly. So I think, as you of course as you age, you come into I can honestly say that right now I am comfortable in my skin.
Mhm.
Like seriously. Cuz I I really I mean, a part of me still kind of cares about what people have to say. Because of course it's still new.
Mhm.
So, cuz even when I was out today, I kind of saw people looking at me like, and I was like, "What are they looking at me?" Ah, okay. They looking at my head to see, huh, is that she got a bald head, but then are they asking herself, does it work? Or, oh, it's working, So it's
Mhm.
that's just me. That's my weird ways. Yeah, but um, yeah, I can honestly say that I'm kind of at a point where I don't give up. I don't
Mhm.
care. I'm comfortable in my skin. I am who I am, and this is my situation. It is what it is, and but why do we have to wait until we get damn near 50 to
I
feel
think
that
it's just
way?
the evolution of life. I mean, it's just, because here I am, hello 40, is it you? Knocking on 40's door, and I'm kind of getting into that same space where the things that I used to care about, I don't. Like when it comes to physical look,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
physical looks are physical. When it
Mhm.
comes to looks, period. There are certain things that I like to do strictly for myself. And then there are certain things that I'm just not that pressed about. You know
Right.
what I mean? Obviously, I do have a significant other, and I take his opinion or his preferences or whatever into consideration. Into consideration,
You don't do stuff that he like?
Yeah, I mean, I like when I go and get my hair done, I will ask him, or like when I get my nails done. 'Cause now my nails, that's strictly for me. I do that definitely for me. But I do, ask him, what color does he want, so he picks my nail color majority of the time, except for football season, because it defaults to red, black, and white. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And this will be the last time that you see this purple on this podcast until next year, because we have entered football season. Preseason started this week. Yes. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Yes, like
You
it's
got
the most
sports on?
beautiful
Sports
time of
Center?
the world. Oh, look at you.
I know I've had men, okay?
Okay, but that's sports. It doesn't matter if you had men. Why did they teach you spades? But okay.
How is Spades and Sports Center have any? How is that?
I mean, you saying you should know Sports Center because you had a man before. You should know Spades because you had a man before.
That doesn't mean he played.
Well, therein lies your problem.
Well, he did play, but
Exactly. See, no, no.
no, whatever. How do we
Okay,
get
back to what
here?
Oh, there we go. Get me back on track. Yes, reel me back in. It's all right, football season. But you asked me, do I do things that V
He
likes?
likes.
Yeah, and like for him, he's pretty easy anyway. Like especially when it comes to my hair, he really doesn't care long as it's not in a ponytail.
So he doesn't like what you're rocking today.
It's not that. I mean, you know, of course he tells me I'm beautiful no matter what. You know, but when I give him a choice or ask him for his opinion, the ponytail is the least favorite.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But, yeah. So I mean, he likes everything else. He likes the braids. He likes the roller set. He likes it when I just have it beveled under. And I'm so proud of him because he's learned all these terms so that he could tell me how to like my hair. I mean, how he likes my hair.
So funny thing, like for the longest of time, I would hear Georgians say, "Yeah, beveled," and I'm like, "What? What is that?" You know, when we use the flat iron and we bevel, so you flat ironed your hair.
But it's called beveling. It's a
Is that the
beveling
technical
iron.
term?
Because see the difference between flat ironing and beveling. Flat ironing is just the process of pressing your hair between the two plates. Beveling is when you actually curl it under.
You curl it with the bevel, with the flat iron.
Yes, you can, and you do. However, when you are talking about what do you want, like if you go to a hair salon and you say I want it flat ironed, they're going to press your hair and it's going to be straight. If you tell them you want it beveled, they will flat iron your hair and curl it at the end. Or if you tell them that you just want it flat ironed, they're going to say, do you want it curled at the end or beveled at the end? Whatever. Anytime you say that.
Oh, that's definitely a coastal thing because West Coast, you say I want my hair flat ironed. It's automatic that you get a little bit of a bump at the end.
Ask me how I know that that's not automatic here. Because I have left out of here. I mean, not here, but left out of a chair. Straight. Like, yeah.
Okay. To answer your question, Courtney, it is very complicated. Not the texture of the cards. What does that have to do with anything? Yes, it is the numbers. It's the rules. It's just too complicated for me. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You play Uno? Because I got you on. I will whoop you on the Uno table. Bet.
So into who? Well, we have just a couple more minutes left. I did have like kind of a bonus question or thought. I don't know. And I'm going to try and use all my words to put this together. So, like, do we have to suffer for blessings? That's the short version. So here's the longer version. Often when you get good things or people get good things or that happen to them, they always say, after all I've been through, I finally such and such, or all we went through, we got this and we got that. And sometimes it, to an extent, it belittles the gift that you got. It's almost like, is the good thing that happened to you, is it good because it's good? Or is it good because that was bad? You know what I mean? Context? All right. Couple of things. Well, one, and here's the other thing. It's also a difference between sacrifice and struggle. And I think that people think that those are interchangeable and they're not. So if you put in the time and the work, you work 3 jobs to save up and get a house. That was your sacrifice. when you are in a bad relationship and you tolerate the abuse and mistreatment and all of that, and then you get that man of your dreams, that was a struggle. And sometimes, like for example, like when I got engaged, they were like, "Oh, after everything you've been through, it's so great for you to finally get what you deserve." That's something that I deserved without having to go through what I went through. I mean, I didn't earn that because of the bad things that I went through. I earned it because of the person that I am. You know what I mean? And it's not just for me, but just people in general. And I've just been thinking about it for the past couple of days, and not only in relation to me, but just in general. You know what I mean? Whenever we get something good, anybody gets something good, a new job, a new car, a new house, a new man, or whatever, something works out. It's never because they put in the work. It's never, well, what they say. I mean, in reality, it often is because of the work that they put in, but sometimes they attribute it to the struggles they went through. And I don't think that that's always necessarily either right or fair. And that's just my 2 cents about it. Um, and I think that people need to understand that the good things happen to you because you are good. Don't allow yourself to think that you have to suffer or go through bad times or bad things just to reap those good things. You know what I mean? And don't get confused with how good of a good thing it is based on how bad the past was, your previous experience or something, just whatever you've experienced. You know what I mean? And it's not just tied to relationships. I mean, people say that, like I said, oh, after struggling to do this and do that, I got a car, I got this house. Those are things that we get because of the work that we do. Now, when it comes to dealing with people, you can find your soulmate, your significant other, a good friend, have a successful family and things like that. And those things kind of come from who you are, that you have to pour in to pull out. But what you're pouring in doesn't have to be pain. It doesn't have to be suffering. It doesn't have to be a struggle. And we have this just misconception that you have to suffer. You have to experience bad things in order to appreciate good things. But if it's a good thing, it's good on its own. You know what I mean? It's not good because the experience was bad. So, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns.
So is it that you feel that people shouldn't bring up like your struggle prior to, like just acknowledge the good for what it is, like, "Oh, you did that, okay, great." And they shouldn't acknowledge what may have happened in the past?
Not always. I mean, sometimes yes, and sometimes no.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? Because now, if for example, a new car,
mhm,
that's a simple situation. You can acknowledge, all the sleepless nights, from you having to get up early or, get home late, not sleeping and things like that because you were on public transportation. That is a sacrifice that you
mhm.
make. And you put in that time and that effort and you save your money and things like that to get a car. Yeah, acknowledge that. But that's a sacrifice that you made. Even though it feels like a struggle, you're making progress towards something. Um, then conversely, if like, okay, so with me and V, obviously there was a struggle portion of our relationship and we overcame it and here we are now living, our best romantic life. Okay, great. In this case, yeah, there are some things that, are kind of, I guess, reaping the benefits of the struggle. But conversely, though, don't tell me that I finally got a good one. And, after all the years of the bad relationships that I had, that I got a good one. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm saying the disconnect is. And I'm only relating it to me because I don't want to put anybody else's business out there. But you don't have to go through bad relationships or be abused time after time after time, or even stay and push through it and thinking that that's the only way you're gonna reap what you're looking for or get the benefit that you're looking for. It may not be with that person or in that situation, but if you are it's about your character. It's about, your heart, not about anybody else really. I mean, it's like if you have crappy people, you just leave them alone, cut them out. I mean, it sucks. Yeah, I get that. But don't feel like you need to stay in that struggle just to get to the other side of the mountain. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but that's what concerns me. It's thinking that, or for people to think like you just have to go through the muck and the mire. Now, it's part of life. I mean, it's not like if you just continually run into issues and things like that and you cut people off, then you'll have no strife. Like, no, life is going to bring you trouble, but that's when you have to tap into your power of discernment to figure out when is the right time or if it is worth it to stay, to push through the struggle. You know what I mean? But not thinking that you are like copping out or quitting when you realize that this is not it. You know what I'm saying? This situation is not working. You know what I mean? You pour in to get out.
Okay.
No?
I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. But also because we've all had a struggle,
Mhm.
with something. Doesn't matter what it is. We've all had something. It makes you appreciate when that good thing does arrive. So it's just like I guess this is a little the difference between you and I. It's like I don't mind if somebody be like, "Whoo, girl, after all that struggle that you went through, um, after going to school and suffering your losses, and you finally got you something good going on." And I'm be like, "Yeah, you know what I did, and I made it out. Thank God. I'm so grateful for where I am today." So I don't know. For me, I don't necessarily mind. It's a
And
reminder of how far I've come,
mhm.
and how much greater today is, and what I
Right.
have.
And I completely understand that. And I'm not opposed to that, in situations like that. So it's not a one size fit all thing. You know what I mean? But you mentioned a couple of things. Like, okay, you suffered the losses. That's life. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like that's kind of not your fault. Like there wasn't anything you could have done or done differently. It's just one of those things that happens with life.
Hmm.
So that's not really a struggle or even a sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? That's just a statement of,
It's a struggle. It is a struggle.
well, I mean, it obviously suffering the loss is a struggle, yes. But when I'm saying it's not a struggle, it meaning that, you it was unavoidable. You know what I'm saying? To me, a struggle is kind of something that you kind of gotta go through to get to something else. The loss of a person, the loss of a life, that's you we all gonna have to go through it. But it's almost like not a benefit to it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that you are going to reap from experiencing other than learning and growth and, learning to cope differently.
So
But
you're referencing like situations that you have control as to whether or not you get yourself out of it and move forward for the better. Is that what you're saying?
to some extent, yes. And then to the other side of it, you were talking about, the struggle you had with school. Now, that was also a sacrifice too, because, you could have just gave up and not continued and pressed forward to get your degree. And
Mhm.
then, who knows how that would have worked out for you. But you pushed through it. So that is an accomplishment. You know what I mean? And the degree that you got was because of your sacrifice and commitment to doing it.
Mhm.
it wasn't, it wasn't any other way for you to get it without pushing through it, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
So, I'm talking about in instances of, even just wanting people to understand that you don't have to be misused or be abused or stay in bad situations to kind of manipulate the good outcome. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
Obviously, primarily it does pertain to relationships, but there are other situations in
Yeah.
life that you can kind of figure out if you need to stay stuck in this.
Financials,
Yes,
living situations. So yeah, it could apply to all things. Mhm.
right. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Obviously, and when it comes to appreciating certain things, um perhaps we need to just learn to focus, like, appreciate those things, period. Focus more on appreciation. Why should it take us being without or having to go through certain things in order for us to, whether it's like, appreciating a car. So it speaks to maybe not taking things for granted as much.
Mhm.
And also just acknowledging little things. I mean, because accomplishments, achievements, successes, wins, and all of that, they aren't always big. They aren't always loud. They aren't always flashy. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
That you're waking up every day. That's a success story. You know what?
Right.
I made it through the day. I'm still
Right.
here.
hmm
Mhm.
But yeah, you definitely want to. I mean, it's just about acknowledging everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, Independently, understanding, difficult situations. Obviously, a change in lifestyle that is for your benefit.
Mhm.
That's
Can't be
something.
going to the club every week. You
Mm,
too old for that.
right. But and those are things that should be acknowledged, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And just making sure that we give people and situations their flowers when they're due.
Mhm.
You know,
I get it. Okay.
my 2 cents for the day.
You want my question
Um,
of the day?
you have a question of the day? Oh, look at you
Mhm.
coming back already. Okay, then come on. What's the question of the day?
What's the meanest thing that you've ever done to get back at someone?
Mm, mm. The meanest,
Or spiteful?
spiteful, spiteful. Mm. Whew. This okay. So I have to rank it now. Like,
I love it.
I
I
know,
I
but
love
and
it when
then
I can stump you.
what throws me off is like I'm pretty spiteful sometimes.
You petty patty?
Sometimes, but I kind of keep it under wraps, so it's just mildly spiteful. You know what I mean? But um, what was the most spiteful? Ugh, spiteful, spiteful.
You want me to go?
Yes.
Okay. I think you already know this story. So, those of you who may know, me and the dearly departed mister, we dated years ago. And there was a point where we had broke up, but we were kind of back and forth, and we were still seeing each other, but he was seeing someone else. And right, I'm waiting on her answer too. So, um, I found out that I knew that I wasn't the only one that he was with, but I was cool with that because at that point I was just like a bulldog and a pit bull in a skirt. So I was just like, whatever, I'm doing my thing. But then there was a point where I kind of got fed up, and I was like, look, you go be with her because you ain't gonna have your cake and eat too. You gotta make a decision. So he couldn't. So I was like, okay, well, let me make this decision for you. So one day, this is back before cell phones. He used to call me from his, you know what story I'm talking about?
No, I probably do, but I know it's a pager involved, but go ahead.
Yeah. So he used to call me from his house phone. So I had the number on my phone bill. So one day I was like, kind of, he'd asked me to marry him. But again, he was still seeing the girl. So I was like, but then I found out that maybe some weeks or a couple of months later, they were engaged. And I was like, "Oh, okay, but you still calling me." Okay. Let me ring. Hello. Hey, can I speak to Lee? Who is this? Lisa. Lisa. Uh-huh. Who is Lisa? I'm his friend. Mm. So then you know how you can tell when somebody is like really, really close. So it
Mhm,
basically sounded like he was right here because I heard the vibration in his voice through the phone. Oh
mhm.
no, Lisa. And he knew who I was because he knew my alias. And so he don't know no Lisa. Oh, he knows me. Well, how you know him? Oh, we go way back. What you mean you go way back? I said, we go way back. Mhm. She was like, where you from? I'm from the town. Mm. What part? That's irrelevant. But is he available? She was like, he said he don't know no Lisa. Okay. All right then. So I hung up. So then I was like, no, she was like, he don't need no Lisa, and this is my house. And you need to stop calling here because that's my husband and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. So I just hung up. I was like, okay. So a couple of minutes later, I sat there and I thought, and I was like, I don't think she really understood the magnitude of how I know this man. Let me call her back. Call right back. Hello. Hey, girl, it's Lisa again. I said, you said that's your husband? She was like, yeah. I said, are you married or are you engaged? She was like, we engaged. I was like, oh, but what time of the year did you get engaged? Last year? And she just talked to answer my questions. Last year. I said, oh, was that like at the end of October, early November? Yeah. Oh, well, I wonder if that's the same ring that he tried to give me. Hold up. It's Lisa. I don't know no Lisa. Yes, you do. And then she was just like, who are you? I told you I'm a friend of his. She was like, how long you been knowing him? I said, we go way back. I said, he used to hang out with the family and everything. His granny loved me. She was like, so you used to be at the house? Mm-hmm. On 98th and Macon Road? Yeah. So she was like, this is my house. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, all right. I'm just trying to make sure that you know we ain't crossing lines and everything. I just kind of want to let you, okay. So he gets on the phone. Why you get on the phone, I don't know. You need to stop calling this house. Do I really need to stop calling your house? You really want me to stop calling your house? And then I hung up. And yeah, that caused some strife because he called and left a message on my voicemail. Don't you ever call my house? Blah, 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 blah. So I called the house the next day and left a message. Um, if anything were to happen to me, the authorities as well as my family has been made aware of my voicemail. Thank you.
Mm. All right then.
Mhm.
So I was cycling through my
You still?
city experiences, and this I tell this one.
Dang, is that many?
So yeah, especially because they make it easy sometimes, and none of them pertain to me. That's one thing about us. We don't do
Well, I
petty
wouldn't
bad
expected
stuff.
that anyway.
But so I was dating a guy, and he had a drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a horrible drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
He would wet the bed,
Oh.
and he would drink corn liquor and Coke 45, which is a horrible combination, and then snore. And I mean, he just smelled like a bar, oh, off of
N-
Fulton Industrial or something. Okay.
or Wendy's drive-through because the sewage system is
That
always
too.
bad.
That too, right?
Why is
So
that?
he had got on my nerves, and I didn't want to sleep in the room with him. So I stayed up watching TV and let him fall asleep in the bed by himself, right? So I went in there and threw some water on him and told him that he pissed the bed. He need to get up. He need to get up and clean it. And I wasn't finna sleep in no nasty pissy bed and blah 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 blah, right? But it was such a usual occurrence. He couldn't argue. He couldn't say I didn't do it. He never knew. He never knew. And I got to sleep on the couch undisturbed.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Oh, never knew. Ever. Like never not sobered up the next morning and said, you did that, didn't you? Nope. Not a question, not a second thought,
mm,
no nothing.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, on that note,
All right, let me get my black bag and get up
right.
out of
Give your
here.
365.
All right. So today's black fact is John Baptiste Point du Sable. Oh,
Let me see.
yes, help me. Can you see it?
Okay, so Jean Baptiste Point de Sable.
Okay. I knew you would know. I was like, I'm just gonna mess it up and let her fix it. All right, thank you. High five. Yes, that person that she said. And he was born in 1745 to August 28th, 1818. He was born in San Domingo, Haiti. Pause, by the way. Shout out prayers for Haiti. They going through. They had an earthquake. Was it yesterday, today, earlier today, something like that? They had an earthquake recently, and then the president was shot, and the first lady over there was shot. Prayers for them. They got a lot going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
But so he was born in San Domingo, Haiti, but the actual date is unknown, as usual, because again, this was 1745, so we had chains. Frontier trader, trapper, farmer, entrepreneur, peacekeeper, and protector of Native Americans. Founded a settlement that later became the city of Chicago in 1779. Well known for trading goods throughout Midwest, expanded his cabin to a trading post, which later became a small community with a church, school, and store. He had commercial buildings, docks, a mansion house with fruit orchards, and livestock in 1776. Again, tell us who it is, Levy. Say his name?
Jean Baptiste Point du Sable.
There you go. That's your black fact for the week. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your support. Thank you for checking us out from week to week. I know that we've kind of been flipping flopping with our absences, but we are back on track. And we look forward to seeing you next week. You all stay safe. If you're not vaccinated, please do so. And whether you are or you are not, please wear your mask above your nose. Y'all stay safe. Have a great week. We will see you next week. It is the Saturday Sit Down. Bye.